Hi, welcome back. This is Vida Lowe, Therapy by Vida, and I'm a licensed psychotherapist in California. Today, I want to talk about smartphones versus dumb phones. There is a big push right now because of mental health reasons to use a dumb phone. I'm a big proponent of this. I love it. I love the break we give our brain. But I want to give you reasons why we should try this and see how it makes you feel. Taking a break from our smartphones leads us to less depression, less anxiety, better memory, better social interactions, and being more mindful in the moment. I know it's a huge list of good things, right? But it has been studied and it is true. The spectrum of how much you'll feel better, we don't know until you do it, but there are always benefits to not having your smartphone around and turning it to a dumb phone. So, what does dumb phone mean? You can have a smartphone, right? That's not the problem. It's all the stuff on it. So, what you can do is start Xing out those apps, right? Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, anything that dings you or that you look at a lot. Most of it's going to be social media, and you just get rid of the apps. You don't even have to close out your profiles, just get rid of the apps is fine. It's also proven that people won't really log in the old fashioned way. It takes more time. So we actually don't go that extra step if we don't have the app on our phone. So what does switching to a dumb phone do? And what do we do when we look at social media? We compare. Right? We're humans, we compare other people's lives with our lives. That leads to the depression, that anxiety, and overwhelm. And we all feel it. No one is immune to it. Again, it's just the different levels that you do feel, but it does affect everybody. You get increased focus and attention span. And there was a study that this takes about 2 weeks to be using a dumb phone to notice that your memory actually improves. When we have everything at our fingertips, which is relatively new for humans, obviously, it actually starts giving us what they have renamed as brain rot. And I will talk about that a little more at the end, but it actually is affecting parts of our brain that we didn't know before. So now we know that and need to be aware of that. Better social outcomes and better connections. How many times have we been out to lunch with a friend or a partner or whatever, and they're checking their phone for texts, or they're texting someone, or they're answering a call? Of course, emergencies are different. But it's annoying. There's no connection there. Or you're getting into something deep and then they check or they answer a phone call or a text. It has been really, really noticeable how people are more disconnected, even going out to dinner or parties. It's palpable. I mean, we've all noticed it, I'm sure. The next thing it'll lead to is more mindfulness and calmness. It actually stops our dopamine from releasing every time that phone rings or dings. You actually get dopamine hits, which means that it does release dopamine every time the bell rings on your phone. Now, if we don't have that, we seek it in other ways: a walk, nature, reading a good book. It's just too quick and too often that's releasing dopamine in our brain. Improved emotional stability. People have more of a calmness to deal with their emotions. There is what I call brain rot. That's what they're calling it. It's actually not a shrinkage of the brain, but parts of the brain are changing. Impulse, impulsivity, and empathizing and memory are all being affected that we're on these smartphones so often. Those are really big signs that we need to get off of them. In fact, the biggest sign is just having anxiety or even depression. And just getting a clear head and doing a detox is really, really good for the brain. So again, there's research that 2 weeks makes a humongous years of repair if you do the next steps that I'm going to tell you about. So you can have a cell phone, you can have a smartphone. So what's the challenge here? Getting rid of social media, not having the text, even your text ding, when they come in, having it on silent is really, really good and start helping you recover from depression, anxiety. The thing is, if you're a parent, I know, or taking care of somebody, it's hard to turn off the phone. There are ways that you can have emergency contacts that will ding you or call you, even if you have your ringers off. So I suggest doing that if you have children or loved ones that you really need to answer the phone. Understandable. I'm not saying to tune out of the world. I'm just saying give your brain and social life a little break to reconnect and heal. And let's take the test of the 2 weeks and see really how you feel at the beginning. And I suggest making just some notes. I was feeling very anxious about the whole thing. Feeling depressed. I didn't do anything for the last holiday, and all I was doing was looking at pictures of everyone else doing stuff on the holidays. And then really do like an entry at the end of the 2 weeks, and see how you feel. It'll be really interesting. If nothing else, it's a great experiment to do and does give your body and brain a little break from the constant dopamine hits, and see how you feel. I think it's a really cool challenge. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.